So legal tender laws can be changed, and that is absolutely a counterparty risk that fiat money runs. But the next counterparty risk that I want to talk about is hyperinflation, because in this system, money is created from debt. So when the debt load becomes unpayable, governments revalue the currency. They inflate all the purchasing power away, so these debts are repaid in dollars in this country that have no value. I'm going to use Zimbabwe as an example because I have three beautiful iterations of the currency as it went through hyperinflation. And typically, on average, that's how many times they're going to do it because it seems to take that long. But this is from 2002. So when hyperinflation kicked into gear in Zimbabwe, a loaf of bread went to $85,000. And the government response? Well, they just lopped off 3 zeros. They didn't change anything. Did it work? No. Here's your next iteration of the currency, and you'll notice the smallest bill is a 5. But this was only good until July 31st of 2007. So that first one was 2006. This was good till 2007. Then beyond that, we have the next iteration, and this was good for only 11 months till June of 2008, and the smallest bill was 200,000. Now let's see, that loaf of bread that was 85,000 and then lopped off those zeros, where was that? That's how much it took to buy a loaf of bread in the hyperinflation. So this is definitely a counterparty risk that fiat money runs, because the government and the central bankers, up to a degree, can control the valuation in here. But how did gold behave during that period of time? Well, there you go. It exploded upward. But really, that was just in terms of Zimbabwe dollars, which have no value. You could barely convert them into a loaf of bread. So the counterparty risk that is prevented by physical gold outside of the system is that it holds your purchasing power intact as the fiat money goes away. This is one of the reasons why I say it is the single safest thing that you can possibly do, because the governments and the central banks are talking about a reset. The debt levels globally are huge, and they're weighing down on economic growth. So absolutely, physical gold out of the system is the ultimate hedge. But that's not the only time we see this pattern. I mean, there's Russia, this is the Ukraine, and this is Venezuela right now. Now, here's a question. When do you think the average Venezuelan should have bought their gold? Back when it was, what, 169 bolivars for an ounce? Or up here at 1.5 million bolivars? The average citizen could have probably afforded some over here. Here, they can't get it, period. I think that we're somewhere in this country, somewhere in this vicinity. And yes, maybe you have to wait for it to express itself to full fundamental value. And I say hallelujah to that, because this is not really something that we want to happen. It is something that I believe is inevitable, and it's happened every other time.